Welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp, and what are we going to start today's news segment with? Will Smith has issued an apology to Chris Rock and his family and other people, and it seemed a little weird and disjointed. Why was it weird and disjointed, Marvin? Because it was a self-interview. No other interviewees there, just him talking to himself and some perceived teleprompter in the background. It makes the apology seem insincere. But now, if you go through and actually listen to it, it almost feels like the only person he really apologized to was the other nominees for Oscar season. And it's crazy because we forget that he actually won the Oscar because all we talk about is this. Sorry, that's the wrong one.
Oh, wow!
Cold-blooded. Now, to be fair, Will Smith has been in the social media hot seat because of his entanglements, well, his wife's entanglements. That had to feel like 7 pounds of pressure on his chest. But he stuck with his wife in his own personal pursuit of happiness. And let's be fair, he had a Gemini man moment. He is legend, maybe even a bad boy for life because he had his hand cocked. Whew, that took a lot of focus. I did that without a hitch. Speaking of social media attention, Pastor Whitehead will not go the fuck away. Just recently, he posted a video of him in his closet like it was a fake ass MTV Cribs.
This is the Bishop Whitehead, and I'm gonna walk y'all into my prayer closet. This is my prayer closet.
And at the end, just to let us know, the video was not about any of that.
Designer wear for days. But I didn't come on to talk about designer wear or wealth.
So why the fuck did you make us watch 2 minutes of you showing off if it wasn't about that? Like, and here's the kicker of it all. At the end of it, he wanted to make sure that there was a call for us to arm ourselves. Why? Nigga, didn't you just get robbed at gunpoint? You literally just showed the robbers what was in your house. Then said, hey, they should get guns. It's almost like a challenge. It's like, y'all saw the Cosby episode. Challenge. Somebody robbed this. And you know what? And if you do rob them, it'll be fine. It almost feels like it would come from God himself. It would be a robbery from heaven. Robberies from heaven. Run your pockets. The problem is, he set his own self up and his congregants to get robbed again. And the worst part of this entire thing is if you actually look at what his church look at his closet, he ain't put nothing in the building fund. And with pastors acting like that, my grandmama would say the end times is near. Speaking of the end times and plagues, monkeypox. Governor Newsom just declared in California a state of emergency for monkeypox. And what does that actually mean is that we will now get a bunch of resources and things sent this way to help us in the fight against monkeypox. There are 5,800 cases in the United States total, with 800 of them being in California, which is, kind of a significant number. Now, here's the thing. The monkeypox vaccine, and this is something that I must impress upon the viewers, the monkeypox vaccine has been around. It is not new. It is not something they figured out last week and brought to the market. It's an old thing. And you wanna know how we know this? Because the good old US of A just threw out 20 million doses of vaccine because it expired. Shit don't expire. I got soy sauce in my cabinet from '95. Did y'all smell it before you threw it out? If it didn't smell like monkeypox, it was probably still good. They should have got somebody's black grandmama involved in that and we would have been fine. I'm not a fearmonger, but I did grow up in the church. And so if you've ever read the book of Revelations, run, nigga, it's getting real. Nah, I'm joking. So monkeypox is a virus. So if you have the opportunity to take the vaccination before you actually get the virus, it's probably safer for you long term. Now, monkeypox is just smallpox, but like a smaller version of smallpox. So like an extra small pox. Mike Mendez, drums please. Thank you. But protect yourself, people, okay? Because you could look like this or this. No. And so the World Health Organization, WHO, has already said that this is a public health concern. And we haven't heard anything from the White House yet. To be fair, Joe Biden is old. His focus is still finding the attackers of 9/11. And that's true, because this weekend we had a military strike in Afghanistan that killed the new current leader of Al-Qaeda. You say Al-Qaeda, I say Al-Qaeda. This guy was killed, and it was because he had just started releasing more and more videos. And I get it. I hate when the mixtape dude bothers me when I'm trying to walk down the street releasing more and more songs. Sir, I don't care. Leave us be. So this was considered a major success, but no one's focused on Al-Qaeda anymore. But any attack that is on US soil needs to be met with extreme response from the United States government. Oh look, clips from January 6th. So this guy, his name is Guy, is the first person who did not plead out and decided to take his case to trial. And so he's got 7 years imprisonment. And so I was like, man, that's a lot. And they didn't say treason per se, but then I was like, let me look up treason in the US dictionary. The betrayal of one's country by attempting to overthrow the government through waging war against the state or aiding its enemies. The penalty for treason is death or 5 years minimum with a $10,000 fine. That seems like a very stark difference, but maybe it's just about whoever's the head of the rebellion should be dead. Now, I'm not saying we should take anybody's life. I do believe in capital punishment. I think capital punishment is important, people. But we don't have to get into that right now. But what I'm saying is, how is this dude still giving interviews about anything? And recently he just spoke on Brittany Griner.
She knew you don't go in there loaded up with drugs. And she admitted it. I assume she admitted it without too much force because it is what it is. And it certainly doesn't seem like a very good trade, does it?
Sometimes it's important for people to know when to shut the fuck up. Speaking of harsh penalties, our story of the day is a little tragic. There was a woman who was murdered by her Spectrum installation guy a year ago. And so the family sued Spectrum and they won. And they've won to the tune of $7 billion. Now, the lady was 80 years old, and I'm not saying the rest of her life wasn't precious. $7 billion. And here's what the attorney said. The attorney said Spectrum should be held accountable to their hiring processes, that they made major mistakes in who they hired for the public's trust. For more on that, you know what? I was going to bring a need help, get help moment. I'm just gonna get this one off my chest. Call this rant and raving, guys. How the f can a court of law calmly and firmly say that a company that provides a service, cable, which my bill's probably gonna go up, and internet, but we ain't gotta talk about that right now, that they are responsible for doing full and complete background checks on the people that they hire to make sure that the people who send to their house is safe, but the motherfuckers don't hold any accountability to the police officers who are supposed to protect and serve us every day on this motherfucking street. There's no way that you can show me videos of police murdering, killing, torturing our people and say that their family gets $1 million, maybe $1.2 million, maybe 2.2 if they're feeling generous, but you're gonna hold a company, a private entity responsible for $7 billion. If y'all don't miss me with this motherfucking bullshit here, you know what, kiss my Hey guys, thank you for hanging out with us at Comedy Trap House. Hold on. This nigga did what? I'm so sick of this nigga. Before we go, this Pastor Whitehead apparently swindled $90,000 from one of his parishioners. $90,000. We just saw this motherfucker do a house tour, and his house is worth $1.6 million. What did you steal in 90? You know what? And to further make this worse, his first church service back after being robbed at gunpoint, he said, I'm going to reenact this for the people. We saw it live, sir. We saw it live. But he decided to reenact it and then double down with, I'm gonna wear my Gucci. Now, I'm not saying what should happen. I'm just saying, robberies from heaven, rain down, rain down. Thanks for hanging out with Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. See you next week. Peace. If you enjoy this show, make sure you check out the rest of the shows on the Comedy Trap House Network. Mayhem Hour, Mic Drop, and of course the OG, the Comedy Trap House Podcast. Also, follow your boy on Instagram. And again, if you like all things nerdum, anime, Marvel, MCU, etc., follow us at the Coolest Nerds You've Ever Met podcast. Thanks for spending time with us at Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp. See you when we see you. Peace.